it's Coach Maggie and welcome to my kitchen. One of the things that we really enjoy is breakfast sausage, but we don't eat a lot of pork, and so we've pretty much just gotten away from it. But every once in a while I feel like having some. So I've decided to try it with ground turkey. You can do this with ground beef, any ground meat. Basically, it's the seasonings that really give it that sausage flavor. So there's a variety of things. I've got some sausage seasoning. It's already got all the wonderful ingredients. It smells really good. And you can try just poultry seasoning, or you could add rubbed sage. And sage is really good. A lot of your spices have a lot of good beneficial nutrients. Sage is really good for helping control blood sugar. So this is one, also digestion. Another one with a lot of health benefits is cumin. We often think of cumin with Mexican food, but again, it helps with blood sugar, it helps with digestion. It just has a lot of amazing benefits. Helps with inflammation as well. So think of your spices when you're preparing dishes. Of course, we've got salt and we've got pepper. Now, one of the things that I'm going to add to this ground turkey is rolled oats. Now, these happen to be some that I really like. This is a huge bag, and these are already sprouted. They're gluten-free, certified, and they are organic. And so this is about 3/4 of a cup. I have a cup and a half of the ground turkey. And so I'm just gonna add that. And the oats have a lot of soluble fiber, so they're really good for you. They help with digestion, and they also help to keep moisture in the sausage. Now, I like sausage, but this is 1.5 pounds. So I thought, how about I make some sausage patties, but I also make some meatballs. So anytime you can, consider doubling, consider making 2 dishes instead of just one. So I'm gonna take here, about 1/2 teaspoon of some sea salt, and then I'm going to grind some pepper, and as much as you like. All right, and I'm gonna go with this seasoning. This is the one that has all the different flavors, and so I'm gonna go with, 1/2 teaspoon, all right? But I'm pretty sure it may not have the cumin, and so I'm gonna go ahead and add a little cumin to it too. All right, and actually that is it. So I'm gonna start first by mixing it a little bit, but eventually, guess what? Just gonna have to get in there with my hands and do the shaping anyway. Now this turkey looks nice and moist, and so this will be really nice. It makes great patties for breakfast. Again, you could do other things. You could do meatloaves, again, with all of these ingredients. And they fry up easily. And the beautiful thing is, once you do them, you let them cool, pat them to get any excess oil, and then you freeze them, and you have them for the weekends. That's when you want to have a big breakfast, you can really have them anytime. You could also do the same thing for meatloaf, for just hamburger patties, again, meatballs, and of course, in this case, we're doing the breakfast sausage. All right. So, and I think I will just add just a little extra sage. Sage is definitely the flavor that we tend to taste in sausage. So I want to make sure I have plenty of that. Never be afraid to experiment and try things, all right? What you could even do, if this is really new and you're nervous, what about splitting? Go ahead and add your oats, and then take some, set to the side, and then season one side, fry up a couple, and then decide, okay, and then maybe it needs a little bit more. And that way you know. So often people will say, I'm just not sure. You won't know until you give it a try. So definitely be brave and just experiment for sure. Okay, you're taking about a spoon size. And again, I'm thinking breakfast sausage, but you could do it however. You could even shape these into little links, just however, and then you can fry them, all right? You could also do these in the oven. So if you want to be able to just walk away and put them on a cookie sheet, I would put parchment paper down, put them in the oven. That would be really easy too. All right, so let's go ahead and let me start making some. I've taken a few minutes and I went ahead and decided let's just do it in the oven. Easier, less mess. And so I went ahead and I made 9 patties, and then I also have meatballs. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick these in the oven, 350, and then I will let you see what they're like when we come back. I have pulled some out of the oven, and here they are. I did a few meatballs, I did the little sausages, and I used the highest, or I guess you could say the lowest amount of fat. I think it was a 97% fat-free ground turkey. So there was I was expecting that I was gonna have to pat these. There was absolutely no grease, no nothing, so it was perfect. I will say that I did take, and they were delicious and moist, but I wanted a little bit more seasoning. So I made a second batch, and I don't know if you can tell, my husband came in because of the smell, and so he ate some. So I only have a few left, but these I definitely added more of the sage, a little bit more salt and pepper. So I would definitely recommend that you make just a few, and then you make sure to taste. So it comes down to, I used 1.5 pounds of ground turkey, and again, any ground meat of your choice would work, or even a mixture. You could do ground turkey, ground chicken, ground turkey and ground beef, all ground beef. And then I ground 3/4 of a cup of oats. And you don't want it to be the consistency of flour. You want to be able to see some of the flakes, but sort of a halfway between. Again, that helps hold the moisture. And then I used a teaspoon, because I ended up adding a little bit more salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. Again, that's why you want to try a few, play around with what flavor. The sage definitely makes it taste like sausage. And then, like I said, I had this combination that was already pre-done for a sausage seasoning, but really the oats in there, just the nubbiness, gives you that flavor, that feeling, that texture that sausage has that's a little different than just regular meat. So I was extremely pleased. This is definitely a keeper, and I plan on freezing the majority of these. We generally have a big breakfast on the weekends, and so now instead of just turkey bacon, we can now have turkey sausage. So, and then the meatballs, I'll probably just make something with those, throw those in, and whether it's spaghetti or just something else with meatballs. But again, this was an amazing recipe. Give it a try. And like I said, a lot of times I like to play around, even with cookies. I often do this. I put just a few on first, make sure they're to my liking. Maybe I need a little bit more salt, maybe I need a little bit more of whatever, and then go ahead and bake the rest. You could also fry these, but the baking was very easy. Easy cleanup. I've got the parchment paper, and so it's gonna be a simple matter of tossing that and wiping the cookie sheet, and I'm good to go. So give this a try and let me know what you think. As always, this is Coach Maggie giving you healthy tips so that you can live an amazing, vibrant life. Health should be for everyone, any place, anytime. God bless you.